What's up, everyone? It's me, Adam Prime, and I'm back yet again with the TokuBrew podcast. This week in Toku, we were gone for a little bit, vacation stuff, so we are doubling up episodes again. But with me, as always, to tackle all four of them is my lovely partner in crime, my better half, my co-host.
I'm Stormy.
And we're here.
I feel like you struggle a little more every time. It's kind of funny.
So yeah, as you can see from my crab footage.
Why are
What?
you eating candy right now? It's a terrible idea.
It just was in my hand, and my brain was just like, just eat it.
I'm gonna move that away from me.
It's
We
rude.
don't need chomping noises the whole time. Yeah, the crab footage.
Yeah, you can obviously tell where we went, where I will no longer disclose it after crab footage. Your guess to say where we were is up to you. But
He's still there.
he's waiting. He's waiting to be freed.
Free him. Alright, so we got two Dawn Brothers and
Yeah,
two
but saying,
Decker.
yeah, not a whole lot of news otherwise. We are getting Geet stuff because we are getting so close to Geets. We are 2 weeks away from
Which
Geets.
means that Revise is ending soon.
Oh.
No, Revise is really freaking good. I know that we haven't really talked about Revise this much, or Revise that much on this channel, but
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that is a phenomenal show, and I am both excited and extremely scared to see how they end it.
I feel like this show has went from like very positive to very diversive amongst the online community.
Really?
Yes.
Because I only heard like, wow, Revise is great. I didn't know that people were
Yeah,
to flip.
especially near the end with like the whole Daiji situation. But you know,
Okay, that makes
Speak-
a little more sense. But we'll talk more about that later.
yeah, we
That
will
is
have
future
a
podcast. We have plans.
yes. But speaking
Look
of
for
that, one of the things we finally got the promo item for Geets' Desire Driver, which is a Revice Rise buckle. So that's cool. Ran around the rugged road like the ragged rascal ran, bub. Bub.
You do that way better than I do.
But yeah, we got some of the riders. Tsukiyomi's coming back, so that's always cool.
Yeah, she disappeared off the face of the earth for a bit. I'm glad to see she's doing good.
I'm glad she didn't crypt it into the night.
I was a little worried for a sec.
But yeah,
No,
no.
she's back.
So which do you want to talk about first?
Maybe Decker, because I feel like that'll go a little bit faster. Because one of the episodes is a clip show.
It's a
That's one of the
straight
reasons-
clip show
That's
of.
one of the reasons why we doubled up with Decker.
Yeah, we were just like, at first we were like, maybe we should just double up. And it's just like double with Dawn Brothers episodes. And then we waited long enough for Decker to come out, and we were like, might as well just do all four because,
Might as well.
yeah. And the first episode was just, like we said, a clip show with Mermelu from fucking Trigger.
I do not know how to pronounce that.
He's a Metron. That's what he
The boy
is.
from Trigger.
And like it's pretty much this like old dude like reminiscing about how they built everything and like it's so funny because some of it they were always talking about like, oh, we were understaffed, or oh yeah, we built the Guts Falcon to be manned, and then last minute they were like, oh, let's make it remote controlled.
To be fair, I guess that makes the most sense. But like, oh, a clip show is like two friends meeting up again for the first time and reminiscing and catching up. So it's a clip show. That makes sense to me. So it's like at least, you know, they within the context of the show they made it make sense as to why they're catching each other up on stuff.
And the relationship was really cute.
It was so sweet. Honestly, just like the little bits of like flashbacks or whatever we saw of like him and again like
Marmalu.
I don't know. And like this other lady that I don't know if we really saw.
Yeah, we didn't see her.
They mentioned that she's still around, so maybe we'll see her more if we end up seeing more of this department. But
Yeah.
it could have been its own show. It could have been a mini series, honestly.
They also did
It was
mention
really cool.
Mermelu.
Really sweet.
Mormelu did like reveal that he was living with Debon the weird YouTube channel monster, which he technically did canonly live with him for a little bit after in the Ultraman Trigger, like Chronicle D or whatever they were calling it, like the show that was in between Decker and Trigger, the like clip show pretty much. And so that was just kind of fun. But like that was just kind of it. They were kind of just going over the Guts Falcon and all of that.
Again, like I feel like this stuff is up for free. Go watch it. It's real. It's again, if only just to show them some support.
Yeah.
But
also probably one you could skip if you really want to.
If you really wanted to, yeah. But like, or maybe just watch like maybe the first couple minutes where it's like this guy and Marmalade, just because like that was really cute and fun. And
yeah.
I feel like it's worth your time to like watch their parts at least if you want to skip everything else, which I totally understand. I was very tempted to do that as well.
But episode 6, which I'm going to go look up what that was called real quick. But episode 6 was a Raymond focused episode.
Yeah, well, I guess that makes sense because the more I thought about it, it's like, oh, the one with like the batteries and the Ella King. It's like, oh, that was kind of the girl. I still can't remember.
Oh my god, we looked up her name and remembered it for last time.
I don't remember it again. I'm sorry.
Ikia? Icha? Something like that?
Either way, it's like, oh, that was kind of her focused episode, so now we get Raymond. I'm just gonna call him Raymond.
Yeah, Ryumon.
It's probably pronounced like Raymond or whatever, but everybody loves Raymond, so...
Exactly.
I didn't even watch that show, but...
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I only know Ray Romano from Ice Age.
Okay. But
what? Oh, what?
I don't know. I didn't see that coming. But, again, this was fun. I feel like...
We gotta get more into Raymond's character, which I guess is important.
It's a necessary step, especially if it's like, oh, we want you to know who these characters are before he goes and makes bonds with them, which I get and I understand. But it's just another one of those, just not a lot happens.
Yeah, it's like you find out where his perfectionism comes from.
Yeah.
The episode was called Subterranean Monster Appears and Appears. Because that's what it's called. Episode 6.
And appears?
Yes.
Not appears and disappears. But anyway, yeah, it's about this one monster that's like living underground.
Pagos.
Yeah,
and like a bunch of others actually.
And it's like, oh, the males summon a gold rainbow when they
and appear. Yeah, anytime they appear.
Eating some sort of like crystal, precious metal stuff under the ground that they
because people are mining it too much.
Yeah. And
like making them lose their food source.
And if you really just want like a straight, just this is what happens in the episode. Of like
that was it.
Raymond, he's actually flying the Falcon, which
once, yeah,
which was really cool. And he like flies into the subterranean lair, which I'm always down. I'm always down for like Ultra Cities in more than just city. I'm sorry, I think I tripped on my words. I'm always down for ultra fights and more than just cities. So it's like, oh, it was really cool, and there was some bioluminescence. There was like a small
in the stones,
like,
yeah.
What's it called? A small like group of monsters that was living under there.
Oh yeah, there were like twin tails.
And you got him, and it was pretty cool when he like marked them with a tracker, and then they just blasted him.
Yeah,
from the air.
like Raymond was just like cool. Raymond's like, I put a thing in one of their necks. Fire the laser at them, like, and the Nurse Day say just shoots at some Neo Maxima cannon.
I mean, again, like not like a whole lot of like dense plot. Again, it was more just focusing on like here's this character, here's his deal.
Yeah, and here
backstory,
and now you can
start forming a relationship with him.
Like he's a cool guy. Like I didn't mind the episode. I think it was a good episode. It even had more of those scenes, with the captain and vice captain. Like,
again, they feel like an old man.
You know what's funny is everyone else is picking up on that too, and like the director's like, maybe.
I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where like in the end they're like, oh, they were married the whole time. They were just
I don't know.
Husband and wife. I really feel like
it's like whether they're in a relationship or not. It's like I like seeing them interact because
like
it's almost way.
I don't want to just say like, oh, they boy girl work together, better be in a relationship. No, I just really like the chemistry between these two characters. They just have a very natural feel to them. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the fucking actors were married. Like there's that much chemistry between
Well, you know what's funny is the guy who's playing the captain was Ichigo in one
Oh,
of the
yeah?
movies, and he was Master Red in Ryusoulger.
Huh. Oh, yeah, I think you mentioned that.
Yeah. So
Is
that's
there
cool.
anything else you really want to mention about this?
Decker? No, Miracle Type did more, obviously. It was just kind of cool to see, somebody else fly the Falcon and, like, kind of learn into Ray. Like, because he was like, oh, yeah, because they got a little bit more into his story about how the monsters attacked, and, like, he's like, I was, I could have been an accidental casualty. That's why we have to be perfect.
We have to be perfect because this is people's lives, and we can't mess up when it comes to people's lives.
Exactly. So it's like even though it sounds like he's coming off as a dick, it's like he has his reasonings, and it's perfectly sound.
Like, even before we learned why he got this mentality, I was like, I get it. It makes sense, but don't, like, run yourself into the ground, my dude. And then after he gave his reasoning, I was even more like, okay, I understand a little
better,
a little deeper now.
And I do like this cast, honestly, a lot.
Yeah,
their
like,
chemistry's pretty good.
Again, lots of good chemistry in the show. Like, again, the chemistry between Marmaloo
and Hoita, I think.
Yeah, I
the other
think it's
guy.
Hott.
I.
Hoita, maybe. Like the chemistry between them, between the commander and
Vice Captain.
The vice captain. Is it commander or vice captain?
No, it's captain and vice captain.
Like, between them and between the main three, it's like they've got the chemistry down.
They
like,
got
really
yeah. I like the.
Though I
character.
have to say I'm a little eager for them to kind of get into the plot because I'm a little bit anxious at the moment. Like, okay, like, get on with it now. Like, yeah, it's not
but
that, but I'm itching a little bit for it.
But you have to think, you know who's showing up next episode? Kengo's showing up. He was in the preview. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I must have.
So stuff's gonna happen.
I must have glazed over for a minute because it was a clip show.
No, it was at the end of the full episode.
I'm sorry. It was late. But do you want to move on to Dawn Brothers?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go to Dawn Brothers.
Yeah, I'm good.
So we're going to start off with episode 23.
This episode was weird. This was weird. Even for Dawn Brothers, this was pretty freaking weird.
Inoue brother getting cursed to be a dog.
Yeah, and it was, like, kind of interesting with all this stuff because Kaji Brothers' wife, Miho, is in this.
Like, she is a main plot.
Like
we see her more than anyone else.
Brother. And it's really interesting to see, but my goodness, is there just some weird freaking plot going on? Because we mainly follow Inoue brother, and there's, like, it starts off with this kid. His dog, I imagine, probably got hit by a car or something because he says that he had an accident and he's putting a little soccer ball with a collar, a glass of water, and some flowers. It's obviously a little shrine, and then Miho and Kaji brother
are just like, oh, that's so cute.
That's so heartbreaking. That's so sweet. And then they pray with them, and it was really sweet.
Yeah.
But then Inoue brother, during a fight, just gets launched. Like, he gets straight yeeted across the city, basically, and he lands on the shrine, shattering it and breaking it, disassembling it.
It's literally called The Dog Becomes a Dog.
Yeah, and I shit you not, he gets cursed by this dog, and we see a little clip of a cute corgi, and I was like, oh, it's a good boy, because of course.
And, like, he can't untransform. He is stuck in Inoue brother form.
Yeah, and with the curse, like, they can't hear him speak.
Yeah, he was just barking.
And, like, you know, a couple of hijinks ensue of, like, oh, he originally tries to go to Kaji brother.
He's not home.
And then he tries to go to Taro, but, like, again, through hijinks, like, oh, some of, like, the people working there,
Mio
like, oh,
finds
get out
her.
of here, you stray dog. You definitely don't.
Oh, yeah, he just ate somebody's noodles.
Yeah, like, he, like, busted into someone's house and just ate their dinner.
Oh, we will get to the funniest part in a little bit.
And he just kind of ends up, like, kind of in between a rock and a hard place, like, oh, what do you do now?
Yeah, but then Miho finds him.
Yeah, and she has cute little sweet moments, because I think he ended up, because the police guy, who is a character I did not expect.
The bestial guy.
The bestial guy, yeah, he was a character I did not expect to be popping up this much. Like, finds him, and then he, like, passes out in a pile of trash, and then she's like, oh no, Popper, it's you again, what happened? And then she sees him, and she gets all gross, and her fucking bones are clicking and shit. And then she just freaking, like...
Yeah, they start fighting and cuts him down, like, beats him in a way.
In like, one blow. And then...
Exactly.
And
And
then he wakes up with, like, amnesia.
yeah, he doesn't know who he is. And then he untransforms and
Is a
turns
dog.
into, like, yeah, you remember
He's
that
just a straight black lab.
You know that, like, that episode of Goosebumps, My Hairiest Adventure? It was just that.
Pretty much. And yeah, like, there's a little girl that finds him, and she's like, puppy. And she takes him home, puts a collar on him, and just
Hey,
has
you're
him
skipping
as
a part.
dog. I know, but, like, whatever, man.
But yeah, no, so they fight the, Hiroyutsuki. They fight, so, like, yeah, the monster of the day, which, I can't remember. No, this was the, Be Quiet one. This was the guy who wanted everything to be quiet. So, like, he hated, obviously, the dog and shit.
Yeah.
But, Jiro finally appears, and Jiro had went home.
Yeah, he went and, like, spent some time with, like, the girl that we saw and, like, some of the
yeah,
other
his
people,
other friends.
His other friends. They, like, sat and he, like, showed him a picture.
Of him transformed.
And
they're like, oh, is this real?
Or CGI. Like,
yeah, and they're just like, oh my god. But they're like, yeah, but look, at least he's still doing what he wanted and, like, talked about all their dreams. It was actually almost like a really sweet moment for Jiro.
They're really weird, though. They're, like...
Again,
it's like, oh, how loving, supportive? Question mark.
Like again, I'm still wondering: are they just afraid he's gonna snap and try to murder them?
I don't know, because like, they're treating it where it's like
they're standoffish.
Like, they had mentioned like, oh, it's kind of like our dreams. Like, oh, I wanted to be a soccer player. I wanted to be a politician.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, and it all fell through. So I wonder if they're kind of doing it just because I don't know if it's just like the sense of humor
or out of pity.
Like maybe. I wonder if it's like maybe the translation just isn't
there.
Like maybe there's like some sort of joke that we can't pick up on because it got lost in translation a bit. Either way, it's really weird and it is funny. I'm just like, oh man, what a great guy. Most of the time. You know what I mean? It's like it's something like that where it's like they say something nice, but then like cut it down but only a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's like thanks?
And then like he shows the his girlfriend, not his girlfriend, whoever she is. I don't think he is. I think in his head, probably. But in like everywhere else, nope.
To be fair, near the end of the conversation when he was leaving, he says like, oh, one of my dreams is to be off being a superhero, fighting for the world, and then someone I love makes me a lunch. Or something like that. Like, oh, will you make me a bento? And then she's like, yeah, I'll do that for you. And she's all smiley, and he's all happy.
And so then he transforms.
And then he actually does transform for her, because he didn't want to show it earlier, because he was like, oh, I don't know if I should, like, be, like, taking advantage
maybe of learning from his lesson of when he grew his nose.
Yeah.
His dick nose.
His dick nose. And then she's just immediately like, oh my god, it's real.
Like, yeah, it's like she legitimately was shook.
It was pretty funny, and they just walks out like, bye. So I think maybe it's like there's something there between them, but like
you can't say for sure.
I do not know, but it's sweet though. It's really cute.
And
then something really fucking weird happens with him later.
We will get to that.
Okay.
But yeah, so we get back to the Hiroyutsuki and whatever. So yeah, Tsubasa is just a dog. He is just a dog, so he can no longer show up and fight. But I guess that makes Haruka right, that she's like, what if he's just a dog? Now he is.
Well, yeah, but like...
Just wait. So because he's not there, they're like, let's use Dye Ranger, because that means we all have the right colors, and we don't have to share. But then that's when Jiro shows up, and for whatever reason, splits in two.
Yeah, and it was here that I noticed something of Jiro's, like, alter personality, the tiger, whatever. His name
Torvald.
The Torvald?
Torvald.
Whatever. The tiger. He acts a lot like a bestial, and I wonder if it kind of is, because it's like, what immediately gave it away is I was remembering, like, oh, them, like, popping their necks and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
you
like,
could especially see it in,
and, like, the jerky, like, kind of motion that they do. It's like, oh, he does that too. That must be...
And they do call him feral.
They call him feral, so I mean, I'm hoping it's on purpose, because I would hope, you know.
I feel like there's many horizons they could put.
Yeah, again, like, I like that like, Dawn Brothers is very good at, like, giving you some answers, but also leaving you with more questions of, like, oh, you notice some things, and... But, anyway, so, here's the thing, like, this isn't really, like, this just kind of happens in the episode.
Yeah.
Like, as much as we're just like, and then he splits into two. That's kind of what happens in
and
the
everyone
show.
else is just like, oh.
I guess that happened. That's normal, right?
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, it happens in the next episode. So it's just kind of a thing that happened. And no one's really questioning it. And I think it's kind of funny. I wonder if they're just like, oh, we don't know how to handle this. Just fucking make it happen, whatever.
So yeah, they
They
turn into their robots. So we
and
get
honestly, it's pretty freaking cool.
Robo Goku and Robo Volt. And it's really kind of cool because like it's like a dragon.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
so it's like, and the tiger, they were just like going around running.
And it's really cool because when it's like, oh, let's transform, like he like.
Oh, when they
they
transform.
He has to like catch the
Yeah.
tiger, and he like, oh, I got you, and he like magnetizes him into it, and he like in the chest piece, which I
Like,
think
and he has to
is
tell him
really
to
cool.
settle down. Yeah,
It's
when
part of the transformation is him like patting the cage and being like settle down. The whole chest piece is like the tiger head, but there's a cage around it, and I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
And it can't escape apparently, and he has to like sometimes just kind of drag him back in.
or that could have been a strategy, but
Yeah,
that's
well,
another episode.
Yeah, well, like there was one point where it like tried to stab him, and it was like empty. It just kind of looked like an exosuit.
That was in the next episode.
Was it in the next episode?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, no. So yeah, we also got Toradora Gojin, which that's so fun to say.
Yeah.
Toradora
Also,
Gojin.
we kind of got a little bit more of new scenery. Like this looked more like a
Yeah.
very like if the Grand Canyon had like neon tubing, it was like a gladiator like arena for giant robots. It looks really cool. I honestly think I might like it more than the other one just because I think it just pops a little more.
Toradora Gojin is definitely a more different style than Danoni Taijin. Like, because like you said, it's like more of that like Chinese looking look for it all. Like, you know, the terracotta houses are a little bit like more older Japanese.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was in there.
Instead of the new Neo City like of Danoni Taijin.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like.
But I love both.
Yeah, it's like one's like more modern, the other one's a little bit more traditional.
Yes.
I guess, like landscaping.
All right, you ready to move to the next episode?
Hold on. We gotta talk about the very end.
Oh yeah. Okay, I almost slid right past it.
So as I told you, this little girl just kind of takes Tsubasa and just has a dog because the dog is just a dog, and then once they defeat the Mons, because here's the thing.
No, yeah.
Miho actually finds
And fixes it.
the shrine that got ruined, and then she and Kaji brother fix it. They give a little prayer, and the curse is broken. And Tsubasa, in a doghouse with a collar on, the girl brings him a bowl of food. The dog starts to eat from it, and then just turns back into a human.
Like,
She's like in the middle of petting him, and then he turns back. He just looks at her, and maybe he's like still in dog mode because he just goes right back to eating the fucking food, and then she just like. I thought she was gonna go like, Mom! And like run away. But she just kinda like, okay, I can have a pretty boy for a pet. And just starts petting his fucking head. I thought it was so fucking funny. Sorry, I'm having a drink.
No, that's funny though.
Oh god, it was so funny. And then in the next episode they treat it like it never happened. It's just
Yeah.
He was just a dog apparently for a bit.
So yeah.
This was just so weird because it just felt like a lot happened, but not a lot of reason behind what was happening. It was fun though.
It was. It's so funny. Oh yeah, we didn't mention he went to Jin, and Jin was just like, "You're cursed, bitch. Bye."
Yeah, or he even like said like, "Oh, you're cursed by a dog," and he tries to like jump at him, and he zaps himself like. But anyway, this is the next episode.
So yeah, the next episode, which is called episode 24, is called Sun Trenchcoat for 2. And this was a weird episode.
Again, another really weird one.
I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot. Some person thinks Taro is her son, and she's like really upset about it. And obviously Taro
why won't you
can't
play
lie
piano anymore? You don't visit me.
And like Taro, and like he was just delivering a package, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Taro can't lie.
Lie.
So they do the old classic trope of
earpiece.
He has the earpiece, and like instead of like, oh, I'll tell you what to say, they have a little
A speaker on the other ear.
Speaker, like they have a camera in one ear and a microphone and a speaker in the other. Oh my gosh, I love that's the picture they use. And like Saru brother is like talking for him, and of course hijinks ensue because the mom like,
he rage quits at haikus.
Yeah, because like he like said a haiku, and then the mom made fun of him and called him an old man, and he rage quit. And then Kaji brother took over.
Wait, before that, I need to mention that fucking Saru brother knew this lady before, and that's how they found out
she asked for advice about her son apparently.
And like we said, Taro is just like, I don't know if I want to do this. Is this right?
He's like exhausted at the end of the day. Just from,
oh my god.
I don't blame him.
It was so funny they brought back him dying from lying.
Yeah.
Like, I was waiting for it the whole
that's
episode.
Later, though.
We'll get back to it. But like, yeah, so he gets rage quit because he does a haiku, and she's just like, what's that, an old man? And I just like how mad he gets. And is just
he's so mad.
He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. And he doesn't come back for the rest of the episode until the fight.
Yeah, like, he comes into the fight and he's still salty. It's really funny.
He's still salty,
but
yeah.
Anyway, so Kaji brother takes over, and he's doing a pretty good freaking job. But then, of course, Kaji brother is the biggest simp in the world, and he mentions, I got married. And she's like, God, I haven't even met the lady. Like,
Mom,
why would you go off and get married? And then he.
It's almost like he thought it was real.
He wants money, and then like he's just like, no one talks bad about my Miho, and then he just like rage quit.
He rage quit
because fucking.
And then that's the moment you think.
And then Taro was like
Kaido.
left there like just like and then
a Haruka.
I almost said Sakura. But Haruka is just like, well, my time to shine. She walks in, she's like, I'm the woman he's marrying. And she's like, you're so young.
Yeah, oh my god. And then she's like, oh, you're right, aren't we in love? And then Taro goes to say it, and then dies!
And then his heart stops, and she's like, oh my god, his heart! Like, obviously she's freaking out.
And then beforehand, though, obviously we brought up the piano playing of like, oh, play the piano. And this, like, give her closure. Yeah. But then, like,
because she wanted to arrange, oh, I want you to come and play piano for me. And he's like, oh, crap, I don't know how to do that. And then Kaido pipes in, he's like, I can.
And they're like, what? And they go to the back.
And there's just,
the mysterious back of the Donbra.
Like, recording room and a giant, really expensive piano just right in the middle of it.
It just starts playing it like a...
He's in a suit.
Yeah, he put a new suit on.
It was a specific song, too. I think it was like, like Captain's Nocturne. Something like that. Whatever it was. And, like, he plays it perfectly. And you see Taro just kind of sitting there looking at it. And they're like, okay, how are we going to do this? And then in the end, like, he goes up to her and he tells the truth.
Yeah.
Like, because, I mean, yeah, there's stuff with, like, the monster of the day.
The monster of the day was almost very hidden because it was Ninja Ranger theme. Not Cocker Ranger, not Ninja Ranger.
I did call it, though.
Yeah.
And
the monster was looking for a reason to live.
Yeah, he's like, I need a reason to live. And then they defeat the monster. He goes to her and he tells her the truth of just, I'm not your son. And she's like, I know. Like, I think she was just kind of looking for a bit of excitement in her life.
But yeah, she's like, but I still had fun and I'm happy I did it.
Yeah, and then Taro kind of like laments. He's like, I didn't even get to play piano for her. And then proceeds to fucking play the song perfectly. This goddamn Goku motherfucker.
Just saw it once.
Saw Kaido play it one freaking time and then could
he could have perfectly. He could have practiced beforehand.
I don't think he did. Because that's what I was like, oh, I wonder if we'll like see a montage of him practicing. No, he just saw him, like, honestly, like, again, this is a very just kind of weird, I almost want to say a nothing episode. Like, stuff happens and it's interesting and fun, but like,
it's almost a grow Taro.
It's almost, yeah, it's not like anything like super plot
dense.
Plot dense, thank you. But like that was super freaking interesting.
Yeah, no Don Murasame, no Naoto or anything in there. None of them were in there. No,
yeah, he just
no
kind of
beast
disappeared.
Well, it makes sense. You know, it was a monster of the week episode. It was just a monster of the week episode, but it was more about the characters than the monster itself.
But to be fair, like
the monster did turn out
to be her son.
Yeah, it was her
and
son.
We do see him
go home,
and he's like, I want to play piano again, and I want to like.
I'm gonna be true this time.
Yeah, I want to put my heart into it again, and I'm just like, oh, that's sweet.
But yeah, that's just kind of it. Yeah, and then obviously then we get another fight with Toradora Gojin because we have to still sell the toy. That was the one where it's like, yeah, he was just like, oh, because it was like the ninja thing, so he had to just trick him. So he was just like, ha, and he going to, and then Toravolt was just like, I got you, and it's like, oh, I better keep a better eye on you. It seemed like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, where it's like, oh, I should have kept a better eye on him. I left him out to murder.
I let the dogs out.
To murder. And honestly, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Toradora Gojin looks really cool. And I like how he was even, we didn't mention it for the last episode, but, like, he can even still be small, like Danori Taijin. So that's really cool.
It was, like, armor for him, though. Like, rather than...
Yeah, oh yeah, he wiped off his face. Yeah, and he showed his face. I don't remember which one was that. But yeah, no. That's just kind of it. That was all 4 episodes.
Yeah, again, it's, like, fun stuff, or, like, necessary stuff. But not a whole lot to, like, really talk about. Because, like, obviously, like, we've already, like, especially with, like, Dawn Brothers, we've already gotten to know these characters. Like, we've already, like, notice this little thing. I noticed this little thing. Here's a theory. Here's a thing. Like, I like this about this character. Or, I like this suit. But now it's, like, we're just kind of talking about events, so it's, like, a lot shorter.
Yeah, and it's very similar to what was early on when we didn't know the characters.
And Decker hasn't quite hit, like...
a stride
yet. Like, I imagine, like, now that we've kind of been introduced...
We're only 6 episodes
know
deep.
All of these characters, I feel like now is when they're gonna start doing some plot stuff, especially since... I almost say Kaido. Kengo is gonna be coming back in the next episode. Again, like, I'm pretty iffy on Trigger, but, like, I have to say, I do like the characters, I do like the cast, I like the acting, the chemistry. That's probably one of the better parts of the show. Again, I wish they could have done more with it, so I'm glad to see him back.
But,
Also, one thing I forgot to mention about the Decker thing, one thing that I saw in this that I actually, like, weirdly appreciated was, like, okay, there was obviously, like, a 10-year time jump, was it?
Yeah, 10 years.
I appreciate the fact that they aged the characters, like, physically.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, like, they'll make the joke of, wow, you look like you haven't aged a day, because it's just like a haha, this was...
We filmed this last year.
We filmed that last year. There wasn't actually a time jump. It's a funny joke, but I like that they actually, like, braid his hair a bit, you know, because you don't really see a lot of, like, older characters in these things unless it's, like...
Yeah.
Like, it's a wise person, or, they're on the verge of retirement, or they've been doing this for a long time. It's just like, no, they're just a character that happens to be old.
Yeah. Also...
We don't really see that a whole time.
Another aspect about that I think we should mention then, that... Oh my god, I had it and now it's gone.
I'm sorry. Was it the water thing? Because that also distracted me. It just started bubbling.
No, it was something else that was about Decker.
I was talking about, like, the characters, I was talking about Trigger.
Oh yeah, no, the 10-year time jump.
Right.
But yeah, you're not wrong. And it's also, oh yeah, no, I remember what it was now. Like, the reason of why Mormelu doesn't want to leave Earth, or decided to stay on Earth,
really nice.
where he was just like, I'm from space. Earth is more new territory for me.
It's more interesting to me.
Yeah.
That was actually kind of cool. I thought that was nice.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Dawn Brothers was fun. We obviously got Toradora Gojin.
Weird but fun.
Yeah. I like Toradora Gojin.
Again, Decker, it was fine. It looked, again, both shows look great, like, visually. I have no complaints, really. The suits all look great, still.
Looks like we're getting, Dawn Toradora Go Taijin.
Jeez.
Next episode.
I
They're fusing together.
Remark, like, that's a mouthful.
I bet you they will. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. Any final thoughts?
Not really. I'm not that I can really think of, except for just the fact that was really freaking weird. The whole dog thing, it's like, I don't know, I thought
the dog thing was gonna be more of an impact and he was gonna be stuck like a dog for the full, like, next episode. But we also don't know if he has amnesia still.
That's fair. They didn't really show that. I thought maybe he was just stuck for a minute. That we'll definitely have to see for that next episode. See, they did like a freeze frame of when he first turned into a dog, and he like licked his nose, and it was a cute little freeze frame. I thought that was where the episode was ending for a second. It was like, oh, in the next episode, and we were gonna see him come out of it, but no. So yeah, that's actually interesting. I didn't think of that. Like, oh yeah, he didn't really get his memories back. He could still be,
or maybe he does
mentally a dog for a minute, or maybe it's like, oh man, it took me a while to come back to.
But we saw him in the next episode, and he was fine. We just didn't see Tsubasa the last episode.
I mean, we'll obviously find out next episode. So.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess.
Any closing thoughts for you?
No, that's pretty much it. Like I'm about to say, it was fun. I liked both episodes, or all 4 episodes. There's none I hated.
We saw the other monster. We haven't seen them yet.
Oh, Agura.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Wyndham yet. But again,
No.
Kengo's coming back, so I imagine.
Well, that's more of a Zet thing, so. You know.
That is true. It wasn't Zep, but again, we'll see.
But yeah, no. So, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Until next week, or anything else that we do.
Right. Thank you for listening.
Bye.